Hello everyone, No Heaven May Want here, otherwise known as Patrick, and welcome to the next faction overview. Like I said in the last video, the other ones were way too long, no one's ever going to sit through them, so I figured I would just shorten it up as much as possible, just give a feel of the faction, what they like to do, what their strengths are, and all that. And now we're at Gath. This is my personal favorite faction, for a couple reasons, but um, yeah, so anyway, let's get into Gath. Gath is how I would describe it is the faction that really wants to fight you more so than the other factions. Baseline, they have better stats than the other factions, I would say, for much cheaper cost. All their units are very easy to get into combat because pretty much all of them have allied pathing. A good portion of them have either charging or an ability that makes them deal damage. Or they just have a ton of health, and so Gath is very much the faction that wants to get into your face and start dealing damage because once they get to the point where they're in your face and you don't have anywhere to run, that's where Gath wants you because they're going to eventually beat you down thanks to their superior stats and damage. Uh, they also Gath has like a couple builds. They're not quite as flexible as Erengard, but they still have a few builds. There's the wide Gath where you have a ton of small units with like Warg Riders, Hatchlings, Grunts, Goblin Archer, all the goblins essentially, and they just want to swarm you with vast numbers, and then deal damage very slowly but surely. There's also a big Gath thing you can do with like Black Dragon, Crag Behemoth, the Minotaurs, the Cave Troll. So very big and just absolutely absurd stats that these units have. Then there's also like a sacrificey type feel to Gath. Because they're so aggressive and so I want to get into your face. They don't really have any like safe like units per se. They don't have any generic longbow archers. They don't have any units that protect them or anything. Gath is just go 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 into your face, and that comes with a price. And that they don't have any good like defensive units. Their healer is the worst in the game, just because he costs more. He has less mana, and all that. They don't have any good defensive buffs or keywords. I think the only one is like Vesuvian Disruptor and Calvin Trench Digger. Vesuvian Disruptor has back 7 spellproof, and Trench Digger has steadfast and evasion. Charbelcher, has magic resist and health regen, but I guess Crag Behemoth is steadfast, but not a whole lot of good defensive options. They're much more, I want to get into your face and just kill you through raw damage. So, very fast, very aggressive, sacrificial feel to them is, I would say, describes Gath pretty well. And they very much want to get into your face and just start beating you down thanks to their superior stats and damage. They also have quite a lot of damage versatility. Sylvan doesn't have any magic damage. They rely purely on breaking the opponent and going from there. Sylvan does have some magic options, but their magic damage options are pretty slow, I would say. They have to be in the right position to do it and all that. But Gath has magic damage and piercing and all that out the wazoo. They have because all the units are very fast, you don't have to worry about getting into position. They're always like in position. So being able to deal with pretty much anything defense wise, they have no problem with. Battering ram, they laugh at battering ram. Even magic resist units, they don't care. They have plenty of options for both. So, very in your face, very sacrificial, very aggressive, very Gathy. And the units pretty much describe that very well. For example, Carthul, all of his options are just damage. Lightning Bolt, just pure damage. Chain Lightning, big damage. The biggest, most game-winning ability in the game if you get it off right. Spell Shock, damage. Battle Fury, do more damage. So Carthul is very much just damage, damage, damage. Don't get me wrong, he does have a very good support build with just Battle Fury and Spell Shock. These two are very good defense supporting abilities, considering mana abilities are very strong. Having a Spell Shock is very good because it just makes the opponent have just less health overall. And Battle Fury, just giving a unit Battle Fury and having him charge into a ton of damage is also very good. So Carthul is just all damage. Argog kind of has like two builds, I would say. He's either super hyper aggressive damage dealing or very defensive sit back and turtle. So and his build is kind of reflected. There's Inner Vitality, which is a very defensive ability, and that he heals himself. If he's damaged, he can spend a mana and heal himself. So he can easily take some damage, heal up, and go in again. He also has Swift Strike, which is a pseudo charge. It is a slower charge than most units, but he does get piercing, and it is just a very cheap option, so it allows him to get in. If he just wants to, if you want a cheaper option. Omni Slash is also a pretty much game-winning ability if you can get a good one off. You get him into a good position, and then all of a sudden he Omni Slashes, and he kills the whole enemy team. There's an Argog in their backline. They can't kill him, and then you just win from there. And Reflexes is also just incredibly good. For 1 gold, he gets Counter Strike, which means if he were to die, he still does his damage back. So if he dies in melee, that is. So if their opponent is very heavily into melee, you plop Argog down and you have Reflexes, then they have to put in a ton of resources to kill him. And even when they do kill him, he pretty much kills them right back. So he's a very good damage dealer and a very good brawler. So anyway, that pretty much describes Gath pretty well. Just aggression, get in there. Who cares about your life? I just want to get in there and fight kind of play style. And very, in my opinion, the best faction. I love Gath very much. Big reason is because of this card, but not biased. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.